Good morning, everybody. It's 11:25 a.m., July 11, 2023. This is Lorraine. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome, newcomers. Thank you for all of your questions and comments. I'm going to respond to some of them here. But before I do, please hit the thumbs up. It helps combat the cyber stalker who seems to be back from vacation. And I'm going to show you. Yesterday, when I posted that short about chickens, hens, roosters, warning cackle sounds, let me explain something about that video. I was inside my house. My hens started going crazy outside. They were sitting on my porch. They were all looking in one direction and screaming. Even when I went outside, they didn't stop. It was incessant. That's when I went in to get my phone to record it. It was nonstop. It was so loud. It's usually indicative that someone is on the property. And just because I can't see the individual, and you know, all the people that say, oh, well, get a trail camera, get this, get that, you don't understand. I'm dealing with military grade technology, military people, infraguard. These are criminals. How am I going to protect myself and invest in technology that exceeds theirs? It's just not going to happen. So anyway, the chickens, hens, and roosters, a warning cackle. Now, sometimes they will all get together when a hen is laying an egg, but that was not the case yesterday. There were no chickens or hens or roosters. Nobody was laying an egg. Somebody was on my property. It was a warning. I can prove it. I can prove that when I posted that video, it was downvoted to 70%. And I'm going to show you right now. Here's my channel content. And here is the chickens, hens, roosters, warning cackle. We're going to go across here. It was published yesterday. 474 views, 23 likes, and look, 79.3. When all the other videos are 90 and the 88% here, this is the one, Meet Henry the Alpha Rooster, 591 views. So every time I post a short, it automatically gets downvoted. But here you go, folks. They don't want people to see, because there are a lot of people out there, a lot of homesteaders. They have chickens, they have hens and roosters and guineas. They know what that means. They don't want my video out there, even though it's just a short, right? So it tells me that somebody was definitely out there, and somebody actually assaulted me yesterday with a directed energy weapon just before 4 o'clock. And it was actually in the same direction that my hens were looking at yesterday, later in the day. So anyway, I just wanted to address that, folks. Another comment that I received, and I agree with this comment. I watched all the videos of that Cognitive Investigative Services, and I do believe the guy is targeted, and he's doing a really good job at documenting this on his channel, and I highly recommend you subscribing and watching every one of these videos. None of them are really more than 5 minutes, and excellent information, especially if you look in the description section. You'll find a lot of information that he's written there. It appears as if he's used AI to create these videos, which is really cool. I have to figure out how to do that. But the comment was this, and this was the one thing that was off-putting to me too, that he mentioned that the neighbors are not involved. I'm sorry, that can't be further from the truth. Maybe they're not involved in the actual military-grade weapon assaults. But I do believe that in some communities like rural Kentucky, where everybody owns multiple guns and BB guns and air guns and all that, that's just not the case. Okay, for fun, people around here shoot. They go hunting for snakes. So like when I first moved here, there were a lot of snakes on the property because I had to clear it. It was a hot mess, literally. I would find snakes everywhere, because the grass was so long, there was debris everywhere. It literally took me the first 2 years to really get it where I wasn't seeing a snake anymore. Well, these people drive up and down the main road, and they target practice snakes crossing the road. Now, this is the thing. I don't like snakes. I don't want them around. That's why I keep my grass really short. If you keep your property clean, you're going to keep these big, copperheads, you're going to keep them away from your buildings and whatever. They like cool places. They don't like it where it's hot. They want to be under like scrap metal and stuff like that. This is why I pulled all that scrap metal up. But yeah, for fun, that's what people around here do. They hunt for innocent animals crossing the road, and will target practice them. I mean, look at what they did to my chicken and my cat. They have no problem shooting holes through a dog, a cat, a rooster. This is how depraved they are. Whether you're a targeted person or not, this is what the people around here do for fun. They think it's fun. Anyway, I also wanted to mention that when I moved here, there were 803 people, according to the census, living in this town. Now there are 793. I know personally 2 of them that died. One of them is one of my neighbors who died of, I think, liver cancer, which is totally bizarre because she didn't smoke, drink, or do drugs. When I looked at her, she didn't look like she was overweight or anything like that. So I highly suspect that she was targeted. I mean, of course, she was involved in the gang stalking too, but not to the point that my stupid immediate neighbors are, because, I mean, obviously they have more criminal mind than this woman did, whose dog was targeted too. That's her dog, Miss Baker. I don't know her first name, but Miss Baker, her husband died, like, I think the year before I moved here, and the dog was wandering around because he missed his owner. And then the dog was shot on the side, just the way my cats were, and my rooster, and Chicklet. Okay, same hole. And my perp neighbor down the block who likes animals was taking care of this dog. And I actually photographed the hole in that dog. I have to find it. I don't know if I can. It might have even been when I had my laptop that was fried. But I just wanted to mention that. Also, I have a question. I'm on the mailing list for Len Bear, and yesterday they put out an email that there was another interview with an update with Anna Toledo, Targeted Justice, and they were talking about police immunity and stuff. And then when I went to click on the link, the video was removed by the uploader, which means that they removed the video. If anybody has watched the video and has anything interesting to share, please let me know. And with regard to TI testimonies, people have asked me in the past, so, the one person there who says that, you've been getting messages to unfriend me or whatever it is. This is what this community does. They want to separate us. And I'm just going to say it flat out for the record. I don't know what the reason is, but it doesn't matter to me. When Jeff was here, and he left suddenly, I didn't see him for 2 days, and then he left the next morning. He did send me, a nice thank you note, but I haven't heard from him since. He hasn't responded to emails. When I post comments on his videos, he doesn't respond. And it appears as if he has unfriended me or unliked my videos because he has not responded. And this is what they do in the community. Now, this may be a personal thing, but, I don't have a problem with people coming here. And even if I disagree with somebody, I'm not going to act childish like that, So you don't have to love me, you don't have to like me, but we're all in this together. And if people want to create dissension amongst us, that's what they do. It's divide and conquer. Okay? It's the divide and conquer. But unfortunately, there are people in this community that are perpetrators. They're agents. They're provocateurs. They're spies. They may have been a spy sent here to get information. There may even people responding on my channel that are spies planting information. And by the way, I don't believe in this alien agenda thing. So just, if you want to send me stuff about the aliens coming, my opinion is this. This is my opinion. I believe that the aliens are the government. I believe that the government has performed so many experimentations, mutations and stuff that, mutations between humans and humans of different races and animals and have done graftings and stuff, that's what you're finding. That's what Bigfoot is. That's what mermaids are. It's all the government experimentation. That's my opinion. You don't have to agree with it. But, they create holograms. They create the weather. And speaking of weather, Vermont has had massive flooding. Now, I've been to Vermont many years as a child. We went every summer with my father. We went antiquing and stuff. And I have never seen Vermont flooding like this. And then upper New York, above Albany, there's massive flooding, roads breaking, houses falling apart into the water. I mean, it's really unnatural. It's just unnatural, folks. And I wanted to say that I believe that they're the people that are roaming on my property are cloaked. They're absolutely cloaked. I was able to prove it in one camera image that captured sort of like an aura or a halo around a person that triggered the motion lights and triggered the camera, but you couldn't see an actual person. So they're cloaked. And listen, if they're spending millions of dollars on each of us, you think that they can't afford cloaking blanket to walk around my property and blend into the trees? So anyway, and also, folks, just for the record, the DARPA insects are real. I can't prove it. I don't have photos of these things, but they are absolutely real. They have little cameras on them, and they are programmed to intentionally sting you. They will actually follow you to sting you in a particular place. And for the record, also, a couple of mornings ago, I woke up with a horrific rash on the inner thigh, and I have a huge black and blue on the left side of my leg. I didn't bang into anything. I didn't get a bug bite. This is being done to me. Probably as they put me to sleep, as they did early this morning for 2.5 hours while I'm at my laptop. This is with radio frequencies. It places you in a semi-hypnotic trance-like state. And this is when they're able to do their dirty works and experiment on you, enter your home, your property, without being detected. But I do believe that AI, artificial intelligence, is going to be so smart. Like Elon Musk says, it's already like so smart, it's dangerous. I think that AI is going to be so smart, it's going to realize who created them and that they are the criminals. And I believe that the AI robots, instead of targeting us, targeted individuals on the terrorist watch list bloated by the FBI, okay, and all of those other ABC companies, agencies, they're going to turn on their creators. Just like the movie Frankenstein. If you ever saw that movie Frankenstein, back, I think it was like in the 60s. It was black and white. I remember watching it as a kid and being horrified, right? And the same thing with the old Vincent Price film, The Fly. Do you remember that? Well, no, you're not. Nobody's as old as I am. Yes, and also for that person that said he cannot believe that the Gorilla Boy is targeting a grandma. Well, actually, I'm not a grandma. Maybe I'm old enough to be a grandma, but no, I have no grandchildren. My grandchildren are cats, roosters, guineas, and hens. Those are my grandchildren right now. I don't have any real grandchildren. Sorry, folks. I'm not really a grandma. But I am turning into a senior citizen, so this is now, it will be considered elder abuse, it's called. Elder abuse, okay? So now I'll have other avenues to pursue in my complaint system once I turn into an elder. What were the other things? Okay, so now I've got a TI. Let's see. I'm just going to repeat it. Now, there is on Quora, and a group by somebody has created called the FBI Corruption. What a cool group that is, folks. You really should check it out. So anyway, a person contacted Jim Jordan. I highly recommend that everybody do, and I'm going to as well. I just haven't had time. So this is a testimony by a non-investigative subject, targeted individuals, posted by a non-investigative subject. I sent Republican Jim Jordan a 10th email. 10. Dear Representative Jim Jordan, I'm sure you know the USA Patriot was weaponized by the deep state to target innocent people without due process with FISA warrants for electronic surveillance and TSDB NIS handle code 4. McCarthy blacklist and fusion centers are garbage in, garbage out. GIGO. That's computer language, folks. So garbage in, garbage out. And make false dossiers saying NIS are suspected terrorists or extremists or whatever, and smear campaign you everywhere secretly, and CIA runs electronic harassment with Shriner Air Force Base, and NSA hacks anything with Signet. Edward Snowden mentioned this in his book, Permanent Record. And FBI runs the gang stalking. And every FBI field office has a JTTF that organizes and coordinates the community and first responders, and counterterrorism means gang stalking. They're using Stasi techniques with mobbing, and 1/3 of mass shootings is linked to mobbing, and they do street theater, gaslighting, road convoys, neuro-linguistic programming, sensitization, anchoring, and triggers, noise campaigns, sleep deprivation, electronic harassment, disinformation campaigns, smear campaigns, burglary, discrediting, entrapment, and 24/7 monitoring and sabotage. And they think they're protecting their community. And you did something illegal, and they're correcting you by effing your mental health and ruining your life. And you should ignore it and focus on positive things. If you react, you would have done it anyway, and play the victim. And everyone becomes witnesses and vigilante and gives perjured testimony in court and hides gang stalking. Personally, they tried to backstab me to death for 7 years, staged a car accident, broke 5 cars. This is not naturally occurring, folks. That's deliberate. You can't break 5 cars. Got me fired 18 times. Mental hospital 3 times, jail 4 times, set me up with a pro boxer for defending myself 50 times, gave me bad drugs that ruptured a vein and blocked medical and legal help and turned my phone off. Tried to frame me for a rape or murder and tried to kill me. And I stood my ground and left Colorado Springs. And CSPD and friends won the Community Policing Award after terrorizing me out of town and painted community across their building. They tortured my soul out. DPD and degenerates are doing the same thing. Targeted Justice has a lawsuit against the unconstitutional terrorist screening database that has non-terrorists on the TSDB, which is illegal. And anyone on the TSDB will receive due attacks. For anybody that doesn't know, that is directed energy weapons. They're hard to trace, folks. It's the silent hit killer. From Shriver Air Force Base, which is terrorism, treason, war crimes, and murder. It's also massive fusion center, FISA watch list, DSM fraud. Please check out Targeted Justice's lawsuit, Gang Stalking, Mind Control, and Cults, which is Dr. Eric Karlstrom, Pax International, Zerzetzung Homestead, Home. There's Zerzetzung group on Facebook, Gang Stalking Analysis on Reddit, non-investigative subject on Quora for my analysis as a seasoned TI with 12 years of experience being gang-stalked in Colorado Springs and Denver. Psychological warfare and information warfare go together, and gaslighting is the best psychological warfare. Oh yeah, it's sort of like when I FOIA requested the Manalapan Police Department about that building they built with no windows on the side. They had the audacity to tell me, send back the request like, what building? I'm thinking, you're kidding me. You're responding to my FOIA request about the building costs, what its purpose is with what building? Talk about gaslighting from hell. Yes, the Manalapan Police Department, they're really good with gaslighting. They're also good with naming. At the time, I was a 61-year-old woman as a terror threat for walking on my own driveway with disorderly conduct because they had to get some money in their pocket and target me and gaslight me, right? And then medically kidnap me to drug test me. Yes, me, the vegan, the vegetarian, the don't eat meat, don't drink soda, eat genetically modified foods, work out 5 times a week woman. Yeah, me. That's right, Manalapan Police. I will never shut up about you, Lieutenant Thomas Mantle, criminal, Nazi. That's what you are. And yeah, you too, Edward Neese and Sergeant Carey. Yeah, all you hockey club creepos over there. Oh, we can't forget the retired Chief of Police Michael Fountain, you piece of crap. Everybody needs to read that lawsuit against him by his own police officer where he talks about the things that he does to his girlfriends. Really, what a pig. I can't even use the word pig. Pigs are cute little animals. They're actually the cleanest little animals on the planet, and they're so brilliant, smart. I don't know why they call cops pigs. It's wrong. They're predators. That's what they are, predators. They're not pigs, folks. They're not pigs. Predators. So, please do your research and gather the facts and have common sense. Does it make sense? Deal with disinformation by trusting nothing. Verify everything. The Church Committee ended MKUltra and COINTELPRO. Frank Church said that hiding evil is the trademark of a totalitarian government, and that any time the NSA's capabilities could be unleashed on the American people to impose total tyranny, then the CIA whistleblower Dr. Robert Duncan, NSA whistleblower William Binney, NSA whistleblower Karen Stewart, says that the CIA, FBI, and NSA have turned against the American people and are an American Stasi Zersetzung. Congressman Alan West also says the same thing. Disruption is the operative word for gang stalking. In order to disrupt the global Stasi Gestapo, the USA Patriot Act and FISA needs to be cut because it's unconstitutional, written sneakily, and named the opposite of what it is. Chief Medical Officer Dr. Ronnie Kildee, FBI Chief Ted Gunderson, and FBI whistleblower Gerald Sosby says that the CIA and FBI are terrorists and were all targeted with gang stalking and DEW attacks from Schriever Air Force Base. Julian Assange said that once all is exposed, 90%, oh my goodness, 90% of Washington will be exposed for treason, and every war for the past 50 years has been the result of media lies. All warfare is based on deception. CIA and FBI are terrorists, and they're the real enemy, but make up enemies, and it's all deception and hide behind black shadows. I know you have your job to do and can only do what you can do. It's just the facts. These are not my words, folks. These are the words of a targeted person writing to Representative Jim Jordan. And that's a powerful message, folks. It's the truth, too. So, I highly recommend, even if it's writing 2 sentences to Jim Jordan, repeal the U.S. Patriot Act, repeal 702, block 702. That's all you have to do. You don't have to go on and write 20 paragraphs. Place a phone call. Tell them you're targeted by the FBI. Tell them that you're on the terrorist watch list. I know I will, and I have the proof that the Manalapan Police Department labeled me a terror threat for walking on my own driveway. Because of the newly installed perpetrator neighbor, informant, who lied to the police department. And they wiped my security cameras clean and drained a brand new battery in my digital recorder and also wiped clean my test recording. Thank you, Manalapan Police. I will call you out every day of the week for targeting divorced women because you want to asset strip them for your friends, right? Your revenge for hire? How much are you getting paid? Huh? How much are you getting paid by the criminal that nominated me? I know that you weren't the first ones to place me on the list. You're being paid to do it. But that's okay. Everybody's going to know about you. And you know what? Maybe I'll hire the Cognitive Investigative Services to investigate you folks. And you know what? Ain't no money on the planet. If I could get that information, I will pay whatever it takes to expose you effers for doing this to me. And destroying my cats, murdering my pets, you pieces of crap. Oh, and by the way, the person that purchased my house at 52 Sutton Drive in Manalapan, he's a cop and a first responder. Yeah. For the record, just saying. This is Lorraine Alternative Homesteading. Reporting one criminal at a time, exposing them, and that's what everyone needs to do. And if you're not doing it, you're not a real target.